Storm has announced the Phaze AI, which is releasing on October 18th. Some of the information is predictable, some of it is interesting, and some of it is brand new and intriguing, so I'm going to break it all down for you to get an idea whether or not it should be on your radar. First of all, it's a phase, so we start with the Velocity core, 248 RG and an 051 differential and 15 pounds. There's been plenty of phase line releases by now. It's a very strong symmetric core. We should know what territory we're in here. 15 is the most common weight used also, so that's why those are kind of the default numbers that people pass around. And this one, of course, gets the AI outer core treatment that a lot of other balls have gotten over the last year. It basically buffs existing cores and makes them stronger. AI makes the numbers go to 247 and 053. Marginal change and the 14-pound version of the core still has the same issue of the RG jumping up significantly to 252, but the AI core itself does make balls roll heavier or stronger. Now, what does that mean? Well, if you've thrown a Summit, any of the Gem line, most Motive balls, especially the new Sub-Zero Forge, that's heavy rolling, stuff that feels like it wants to slow down fast, grind to a halt, or just generally dig through the lane towards the center of the earth. Scent is Cherry Vanilla Cupcake, that sounds nice. The optics remind me instantly of the Punch-Out from way back when, really love the look of that ball. And there's only so many colors too, so when any company can manage to put out a ball that looks different from any other ball currently on the market, that's definitely nice. The interesting info is TX16 Pearl is the cover stock. It's kind of wild that we got TX16 Solid on the Phase 2. It's still in production, and then they just never used the cover again until recently. A fun fact, though, the P2 cover was on Roto-Grip's Wild Streak under a different name, though, but moving on. The Journey got TX16 Pearl last year, the Ion Pro got TX16 Hybrid a couple months ago, and now we're seeing TX16 Pearl again on this one, making it almost a Pearl Shiny Phase 2. The original phase was AX16 Pearl, a little weaker version, very early and smooth ball, mixed reception. Phase 3 was R3S Hybrid. I think that one was probably, outside of Phase 2, was the most popular. 4 and 5 were R2S Pearl. 4 got soft banned a couple months after it came out. So this one's not just getting AI slapped on it like everything else is. They are mixing it up. And for the intriguing information, it has a new surface finish with Power Edge. While React-to-Gloss has been fixed, it's been their default shiny box finish for the last couple years. So while it's been fixed or is just straight up different from what it used to be, it's a very smooth, super shiny finish that makes stuff really clean, flippy, and somewhat weakish. When it first came out, though, those of you who have been with me for a couple years or more, or that drilled any React-to-Gloss balls in the first year that it was out, will remember that it made stuff get slimy and just not hook. Resurfacing it off completely fixed it, but then we found out that the issue was that it had a slip agent in it, which basically prevented the balls from absorbing oil like they're supposed to. Slip agents are typically used in polishes for different things to help repel water and oil to help protect the actual surface finish of whatever you're polishing. Reactive balls are designed to absorb oil to keep the cover dry and tacky so that they keep gripping and quickly responding to friction, so you don't want oil sitting on the cover making the ball slick and weak. Now eventually they got it adjusted, fixed, changed, whatever. It's fine now. If you like shiny covers, we haven't seen any issues with it in the last year outside of box shine period just generally being somewhat over-under, but if you like box shine, it's fine now. Power Edge, however, says it uses a new type of abrasive called an agglomerate. If you want to watch the neat little slideshow on the website, direct link to that is in the description. Large abrasive clusters cut the surface, then break down to finer particles for polishing. The clusters remove high points and smooth out the roughness left by sanding, so if you've ever polished on top of like 500 or 1000 grit, sometimes the ball gets kinda shiny, but you still see the sanding lines or the scoring on there. This should blend the surface a little more, make it more consistent. Then as you continue using it, those clusters break down and polish the ball. It says it's supposed to preserve the underlying surface texture, so it's not just going to obliterate and super smooth the under grit. More that it's just going to knock down the high points and get rid of the scratches, unless you're trying to polish over 180 or 360 grit or some kind of nonsense. We're talking a normal pre-polished surface like 1 or 2000. Now, most importantly, one of the slides straight up says no slip agents, which means nothing clogging or blocking pores, so the cover should act like it's supposed to. Again, of course, as with any other box surface, you can just change it if you don't like it, which is what I usually recommend doing anyway, because box surfaces are for looking pretty on the wall in the pro shop. However, if you do like a polished finish, Rough Edge, Smooth Edge, React-to-Gloss, and now Power Edge will be available for you to do that with. You just have more control over the finish process if you do it yourself.
Do you like to do it yourself?
Throwing it out of the box, however, will give you an idea what to expect out of the compound should you want to use it in the future. So whether you see it as basically an official Pearl Phase 2 or a stronger Journey, that's where it's going to fit. The only thing for me is I think it's going to be extremely close to the Summit Peak. On paper, the Peak should still be a little stronger, a slightly stronger core, stronger version of the same cover formula, but the Peak was significantly weaker than the original Summit, and from the teaser for the Phaze AI that they put out, they seem to my eye to roll very similarly, but bowling isn't done on paper. I'm sure both Tobias and Zach will be getting one, and we definitely will compare it to the Peak to see what's up here. Plenty of links in the description, Power Edge link to the Phaze AI page on Storm's website, plus informational and discount and otherwise, so make sure you check all that out. Thanks for watching, and may the strikes be with you.